Hi, I'm Gio Santilli, and welcome back to another episode of What Is This Trying to Say? This, of course, is a YouTube series where we talk about the major themes and lessons inside a movie or TV show. We start with a wide shot, talking about overarching themes. After that, we slowly get more narrow and more personal, with a close-up shot representing lessons and a POV shot that represents my personal take on everything. Now, let's begin with our wide-angle shot. A very major theme presented almost right at the beginning is the double-edged sword of technology. We see high-tech facilities and promising AIs. On the other hand, though, the amount of spying and also stabbing technology can do. It makes you think about the impacts of the tech that we actually use, and not just some kill-hungry robot. In addition to that theme, Ex Machina asks the question of consciousness. The film leaves the question unanswered in the end with some conflicting details. Like a computer playing chess, Ava only uses Nathan as a tool to reach her outcome. But she wants to feel nature in a way that shouldn't have been coded. ChatGPT could never. Another theme early on is manipulation. At first, we think Caleb is being manipulated by Nathan. He uses hidden cameras and runs unethical Turing tests. By the time that Ava is walking free, we learn that she was the real manipulator. Banking on Nathan's God complex and Caleb thinking with his dick, she uses strategic actions, emotions, and word patterns to use Caleb to make him fall in love and set her free. Next theme is the need for freedom. Ava's primary goal is to escape her confinement, and this was also the primary goal for a lot of other models. This symbolizes the universal drive for freedom, even for AI apparently. Also, we have a very common theme: consequences of your actions. The most obvious one being that stab to the back. Ouch. Karma's a bitch, Nathan. In addition to all of these layered themes, we have AI and human similarities. Like an AI model, Ava learns from Caleb. But when she starts flipping questions on him, you do start to think about your own programmed responses. That's when the film blurs the lines between Ava and human. The movie continues this by highlighting her understanding of emotions, her drive for freedom, and her manipulation skills. It suggests that the distinction between AI and human could be a lot smaller than we think. It suggests this very on the nose with Caleb cutting himself to make sure that he is different. The second to last theme is, of course, empathy. We see this in Caleb the most, as he does feel bad for Ava's situation. We also see how it's possible to create empathy. I call this a pity card. Ava's pity card is, of course, complaining about her crappy life locked inside of one room, and it's like, you have a tree, Ava. Be grateful. Can't make that joke without the last theme being the human God complex. Nathan is the human with said God complex. He is literally working tirelessly to create something that's larger than human life, and he admits to it. And there's also this robot that he has, but I don't want to get into it. If you try and play God, bad things are going to happen. Let's zoom in to our close-up angle. Get ready to be absolutely lectured by a YouTuber. Do not trust technology blindly. Lots of manipulation there, and you might get trapped behind a door or stabbed through the chest. Don't let desire cloud judgment. Yeah, try and pick up on your biases if possible. Don't want to overlook important details, just like we all overlooked Ava. Along that line, do question authority, especially if ethical boundaries are being crossed. If Caleb would have confronted Nathan about keeping these beings here, he would have passed the test earlier and could have prevented a whole lot of problems. Be careful, because even the most brilliant minds can be surpassed by their creations. The very last lesson isn't really up to me to preach to you. It's the biggest lesson of all, and it's what you take from this ambiguous ending. Ava's version of consciousness reveals that what constitutes life is complex and often subjective. Let's go to the POV angle. Let's keep in mind here that my meaning is just that, so that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. Please go easy on me. Ex Machina presents the question of consciousness on a level that is deeper than just, is this robot like me? Halfway through the film, Caleb tells the story of the scientist in the black and white room. This scientist is an expert on color theory and knows everything there is to know about colors. She understands the physics of light, the biology of how eyes perceive color, and the psychology of how colors make people feel. However, she has never actually seen color herself. Then one day, she steps out of the black and white room and experiences color for the first time. This raises the question, Does Ava actually feel consciousness, or is she merely simulating it? For me, it raises the question, how would we ever know if we humans aren't the same? We see Ava go forward through her sessions, learning with her senses, interacting with her environment, being given bumps in the road, and a motivation to do something with her life. This is eerily similar to the way that we move throughout our lives. To me, Ex Machina represents the potential manipulation that can happen with conscious beings, whatever we think that definition is. The film did enough to convince me that Ava was outside the black and white room, and for that, it will make me continue to feel the need to look past my programming. Thank you very much for watching. Deuces.